Tom Likas. Hey, I'm Tom Likas, gonna sign your rack. Welcome to the Tom Likas Show. Hi. Oh, yeah. Hold on. This ain't rock and roll. This is Bowiesplaining.
Oh, yes.
I'm Dan. That's Eric.
Hello.
I've been dusting around the house, and now my voice sounds like this. I didn't know my voice sounded like this until I started talking, which was
have you been crop dusting around the house?
I've been doing a lot of cocaine.
No, I figured it was just like farting.
That's pending, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to try not to cough very much, but you know how you have that thing where you're like, your voice sounds weird and you're like, if I just go, it's going to get better, but it's not. So,
yeah, it never works.
Yeah. So listeners, it's a me problem, not a you problem. And it's really fun every once in a while to veer into a Tom Waits thing. So, yeah, get a sign your rack. I'm Tom Likas.
Wow.
Eric, are you familiar with Tom Likas?
I am not, but you sounded very much like J.R. Trimp with that, that read right there.
Tom Likas was a talk show host.
Is he dead?
He's always been dead.
Was he canceled for something bad?
Well, and people would call in and they'd say like, Tom, thank you so much for being the father I never had. And be like, you can call me daddy.
Oh, I don't like the look of his eyes. Those eyes aren't natural.
He's a total creep. I'm trying to find something short.
Okay. I don't like the glasses. That's not a good look.
Likas versus an illogical woman. Here we go.
Lisa,
illogical.
on the Tom Likas Show. Hello.
Got a side your rack.
Well, the last caller just tops it all. I mean, he's saying how his poor brother got this girl pregnant. Well, come on. Who's the idiot here, really? Poor him. He now has this debt. Well, he should have kept it in his pants.
Dear, people don't keep it in their pants. They have sex. That's what people do.
Then they need to be more responsible.
Well, I agree. He should certainly wear a condom, but in addition, we have a society where women are legally permitted to lie about being on birth control.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. He's a puker. He's like the.
Yeah. I went to the Columbia School of Broadcasting. I'm very edgy. You don't call me daddy?
Please call me daddy.
Just call me daddy.
Hey.
Hello, caller.
Women don't need to tell you they're on birth control.
Yeah. Anyway.
Ick.
Ick indeed. Speaking of ick, we are talking about Tin Machine. It's a different kind of ick. I know.
There's good.
I know. And
some of the songs are good.
We were talking about it a little bit before we press record, and I was like, wait a minute, why aren't we recording?
Yeah.
This is maybe going to be a different set of episodes because we're gonna do like a real side A, side B. Side A is the setup. Yeah,
side B is the
mainly
track by track.
So if you I don't know, I'm pretty sure we recorded this, but maybe we didn't. I was going to be perfectly happy not covering Tin Machine because usually when I do my listen through, my chronological listen through, I'm at Never Let Me Down. I'm at the end of it, and I'm just like,
okay, Black Star next.
Yeah. Yeah. And just like, okay. And then I guess, and then like, usually I press play on Tonight and I'm like, I think I'm going to do Tin Machine this time. And then when I get to the end of Never Let Me Down, I'm just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to skip straight to Never Let Me Down because technically Tin Machine isn't a David Bowie album by design. So I'm just going to play along and say that that's not David Bowie.
But this is better. I think it's better than Never Let Me Down.
Oh, without a doubt. So
yeah.
and some of the banter that's been going on behind the scenes here is that I don't like Tin Machine. I appreciate it as a thing that exists and that he did, and that probably made his career better afterwards. But it's
Because
just,
he joined a different band. Is that why
yeah,
it's
we'll get into it. But
something you appreciate? Okay, yeah.
I just wanted a disclaimer up front. Nobody, including Eric, should ever expect me to like. There's a handicap on this, which is that I just don't like this kind of music. It could be the best type of this kind of music, and I would still be like, yeah, it's fine.
It's not for you.
Yeah, I mean, this is
It's okay.
If you were to say like, hey, let's go watch this band somewhere, and I'd be like, okay, what kind of music do they do? And you explained this kind of music to me, I would just be like, I don't want to go.
It's like hard rock and Tin Machine-y.
Yeah.
You're like, no thanks.
No, thank you. I know what that sounds like. Because to me, this is. I think I react to this sort of the way people react. A lot of people react to ambient music, where it's like 2 minutes in, and I'm just like, okay, I get it. Are we done?
Yeah.
But that's also because I'm not somebody who appreciates, dumb things like musicianship and solos and, I don't know, clever chord changes and playing the guitar with a vibrator, things like that. Yeah. So
I've got some things to learn here. I've never played a guitar in such a fashion. So,
if you have an electric guitar, you can use a vibrator on it, and it will vibrate the strings.
Oh, well,
it's like an EBow.
Okay, well, I'll have to get one of those.
You could also just buy an EBow or get an EBow. I
don't know what that means.
Oh, okay. See, here's this. There are divide in musical taste. You know how like people. This is really a Robert Fripp thing. I mean, I'm not saying that he was the one that invented
I love
it,
Fripp.
You'll recognize the method through him, where you hear the tone but not the attack.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So it's literally a little thing that vibrates that usually people hold like it's like finger size, and they put it on the string. Reeves Gabrels, who we met on this album, who's the guitarist, the lead guitarist, he was kind of known for using just kind of whatever he could find that would make. He would find different frequencies of vibration from different items, and one of them famously was a marital device.
Well, I was going to say, like, are we talking about a dildo?
We're talking about a dildo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm familiar with the dildo.
I'm familiar with several dildos in my life.
Oh, okay.
Let's name them.
Take that, Samantha.
She knows what she did. Also, like, you could use an electric razor, basically anything that makes that vibration pattern.
Creates a vibration. Okay.
And of course, different things vibrate at different frequencies. So I guess Reeves Gabrels, I don't know a ton about this guy, but I guess he was kind of known for going around and finding things that vibrate and holding it up to his ear and going, oh, okay, that's an interesting
that might work.
Pattern. Yeah.
All right. Hey, take this one.
Most likely this is going to be a two-parter because Eric just recently listened to the album. I tried to listen closely to the album, and I did listen to the whole thing again. It wasn't my first time, but like every time I put it on and I'm like, okay, I'm really going to put some concentration into this. And the next thing I know, I'm just like, this is perfect toilet cleaning music, and I start doing that. So,
you're using your dildo to clean the toilet.
Yeah. So anyway, I have not a ton of background history. This is mainly going to be. This is sort of a snapshot of where we are in time with this album.
it's 89, right?
It's 89. And we can look at the trajectory getting us to here. We have 70s to like Scary Monsters, which we talked about, right? And then Let's Dance makes sense in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tonight happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then Never Let Me Down happens.
Mm-hmm.
And
they happen. No one was involved with them.
Right. And at this point, Bowie is feeling just like that. He's feeling the creative bankruptcy, and he refers to these years as his Phil Collins years.
Okay.
Where
no wonder you love Phil Collins so much.
I adore him. Where it was sort of like the audiences were showing up, and he really, I think there's even a quote out there somewhere where he's just like, why aren't you going to see him? Why are you here to see me? If what you want is him, why are you here to see me? You know, almost like it's almost like the audience, like they were still showing up, but he was like, okay, but why?
I don't like the music that I'm making.
Exactly.
Why do you like this music?
I'm tuned out. Like,
oh no,
you know. So,
oh gosh.
So the formation I kind of learned through watching interviews doesn't matter according to them, because what it comes down to is this is just a group of people who knew each other. Bowie knew the Sales brothers, Hunt and Tony, which were the Hunt was the drummer, maybe. Tony was the bassist, or the other way around. Anyway, they're brothers, and they're sons of Soupy Sales, which is
fun.
why my off-recording joke about, what was it? Howdy Doody was hilarious to me.
I loved that joke.
Yeah, yes. It was a good joke. And they were joined by Reeves Gabrels, who, if I'm remembering correctly, was the husband of Bowie's hair person during the Glass Spider tour.
This is such a weird conglomeration.
It is. And the hair person he was like hanging around, and there was no point where he's just like, hey, did you know I play guitar? Did you know? And she was just like, oh yeah, you know, my husband,
Reeves plays guitar.
Yeah, I think he had like
band.
He had like a concert coming up or something. And then he was just like, oh, I'd be interested to hear it. And his approach to guitar is very unique in that he's a noise guitarist above all else. Which
this was early This sounded very 90s noise.
Yeah, I don't know how much
we'll get there.
Of a connection he has inspiration-wise to Adrian Belew, but...
Oh, okay. Oh, good comparison. Okay.
Yeah, and Adrian Belew, of course, played on Boys Keep Swinging and other tracks on Lodger, and toured with Bowie in the 70s, and I met, what's his face? Adrian Belew at a bar next to a place where I saw a Bowie tribute concert.
This wasn't the place where you met. Oh gosh. Well, now I'm sounding bad because I can't remember.
Jesus. Yeah. This is
where you met Jesus. Yeah. Yeah.
And I turned my life over to him forever.
Devoted your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually did that in a casino.
In a casino. Okay. No, that's a good place to do it.
I was rather
do it
drunk.
in a place of sin.
I was rather drunk, but just sober enough to recognize that this person wouldn't leave me alone unless I allowed him to pray with me. And during which I would accept Christ into my life. And I thought, well, I don't have to mean it. because I don't actually believe in this.
Well, yeah, I mean, you should believe in it like a little bit, because I mean, you don't want to go to hell, do you?
I don't believe such a place exists.
Oh,
But
well, we need to have some talks here.
no, I basically I did the math in the moment, and I was just like, okay, I feel bad doing this, but this is probably actually the only way he will leave me alone.
Oh,
And
wow.
I don't. I don't like it. And we're by the nickel slots, and he's obviously trying to run a scam of some sort. He wants something out of me, so instead of
He wants your soul.
lending him the $50 that he promised he would double at the blackjack table, he seemed
Are you serious? He wanted $50.
totally serious. He was saying, "I have a method, I guarantee." And I was just like, "Okay, well, what if I give you 5? The method could still work, right?" It's like, "No, it has to be 50." I'm like,
No,
I don't.
5.
That's a weirdly,
I can't double 5.
weirdly specific number. I don't feel comfortable doing that. And then he started talking about like his journey into religion, and I'm just like, "Okay, cool, that's great." And he's just like, "You know what? I can see the struggle in you. I feel like you can really use God in your life." And I'm just like, and I saw the out, and I was like, "You know what? You're right." And
Yep. Oh, gosh.
and
I probably would have said the same thing. As a person who is a church-going person, I would have been like, yeah, oh, yeah, okay.
so I just, when you do that social math of like, this guy just wants something from me. So I was just like, you know what? I think I'm ready. I think tonight's the night. I think ironically enough, me accepting Christ right here with next to this nickel slot, I think that's how it's supposed to go. He's like, "You're right." And I worked up fake tears. It was fantastic. By the way, fake tears, great skill. Anyway,
You're a fantastic actor, obviously.
I'm not. Anyway, so I'll
Moving on.
And he met Reeves Gabrels, and he was like, "Hey, you're pretty good at that. Can you play?" And he wasn't really auditioning. He was just like, let me feel out, like, if I ever need a guitarist on the fly. I mean, this guy's around. And he was just like, "Hey, could you play this riff from Rebel? Could you play this from this from this?" He wasn't thinking in terms of like, I'm going to form a band, anything like that. It was just, "Hey, you're a guitarist. What kind of guitarist are you?
Are you good at guitar?
Are you good at guitaring? And when you do, what sort of guitar happens, right?" Because he's worked with so many different guitarists who have so many different approaches. He's like, "Are you more of like a Earl Slick or a Fripp or this or that?" And he played, just off the top of his head, because of course he'd been hearing these songs during the tour. He was like, "Okay, yeah, here's this from Rebel, here's this from that." And he's like, "Hey, you're actually pretty good." And he's, again, he's hanging out.
Hey, you could play a guitar.
You could play a mean guitar. You have a future in show business.
That's how Bowie talked.
I tells you.
Hey, listen, buddy.
Let's put on a concert, a musical concert. It'll be a giant spider and dancers. So he's just kind of hanging out with this guy, right? He's around. And Hunt Sales and Tony Sales, they've known each other for a long time. Bowie toured with Iggy Pop in the 70s, where he just kind of like played piano and keyboards in the background. So they're around, right? The debut album reached number 3 in the UK. It sold over 1 million copies. It wasn't a flop, just sort of uncomfortable and weird.
Meaning the album we're talking about.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable and weird.
And the formation, from what I understand, is sort of like, hey, let's hang out. We can, and since we're musicians, hanging out sometimes means that we're going to record some things. And it did kind of start out as, okay, maybe you will be my backup band. But eventually it became, oh no, this is actually, you're all bringing something to this, and this is interesting. What if we actually made this a band? So before we get to that, I want to give everyone a sort of overview of the stuff that's been happening in the background. We've kind of talked about this, but not in a lot of depth. So he was making music, yes, and he kind of knew that a lot of it was bad. But he was also putting a lot of his energy into these other projects.
Other stuff. Okay.
He did The Elephant Man on Broadway, 1980 to 1981, with no makeup, no prosthetics. Did 157 Broadway performances. We've covered this briefly before.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like the whole point of The Elephant Man.
But he played deformity through body language and movement alone.
Sure he did.
That was his mime. That was his mime stuff. It was the performance was actually really, really, really well regarded.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This wasn't like a, hey, I'm David Bowie doing a thing. In fact, if you see clips of it, it's like he's really doing a pretty wonderful job.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear, because I haven't really looked into that at all. Okay. Here. Interesting.
Let's do this. Okay, we're gonna watch a little bit of Elephant Man. This may or may not end up in the episode.
Okay. Interesting, because he does. Despite looking like David Bowie, he does.
It's actually really
embody
effective.
John Merrick.
Well, you are a famous actress.
I mean, I'm just thinking of, the Lynch movie and everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not better, but I mean, for the stage, this is probably more appropriate.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, wow. That's really interesting.
It's like weirdly effective, right?
Right. He does seem to make it work.
And like, I like little touches of like, he's hiding the bad hand, behind him. Like these little mannerisms where he was just like, I believe that he just kind of like took what he knew about the guy, the real guy, and just kind of just looked at pictures and was like, okay, this is probably what it felt like to like live in that.
Yeah. To be this person and interact with humans.
Yeah.
Other humans.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, Bowie, I don't know if he knew how to interact with other humans anyway, so.
So, I mean, it's funny, when I heard that he did that, he did the Elephant Man, I was like, okay, surely it was like, a joke or not very well done, or it was like, hello, I'm David Bowie. Yeah. And in fact, when I heard there was no prosthetics, I was just like, oh God, that sounds terrible. But then in only the last couple of years, actually started finding these clips of his performance, and I was just like, oh shit, that's really effective.
It worked. Like, this is not, I didn't think that was David Bowie.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't think of him as David Bowie at all.
Yeah, that was an actor who was doing a role, and I did not think it's like, hello, I'm David Bowie.
Right. So,
wow, that's really good.
Yeah. My notes here, the context is after spending the 70s constructing and destroying masks. Here he experiments with performance stripped of spectacle, a ghost learning to stand still, so to speak. It's not a musician slumming, it's a performer testing the limits of presence without persona, right? He's what if I apply this let's pretend idea to actual other people or other characters that he didn't come up with. We also have Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, everyone's favorite Christmas movie, which we have yet to watch. That was 1983. It was filmed concurrent with the Let's Dance sessions. The style throughout the movie, his style, is restrained, internalized, and melancholic. This is not David Bowie from MTV. It's not China Girl Bowie. And you can kind of feel two parallel careers emerging or trying to coexist and maybe struggling with it. You have the global pop icon who's doing less than weirdly being very financially successful, but creatively dry. And then an inward looking art performer doing acting, and the tension never really goes away. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. I don't want to give too much away because, first of all, it is one of my favorite movies, like without any qualification.
Really?
And it's better if you go in knowing only that it will challenge you emotionally.
Okay.
It's rough. It's a really rough movie. And there are some stylistic things in there where it's there's a lot of British performers and there's a lot of Japanese performers, and the director is Japanese, and they it's a prisoner of war camp, a Japanese prisoner of war camp. And they purposely made it so that the Japanese performances were very like almost kabuki stylized, but not in a like overblown kind of way. It was just very much like do the sort of kind of over the top performance that you would do if this was just for a Japanese audience. And so they did that.
Okay.
And for the British performers, it was very be British. Act in the most British way you possibly can. Like, don't overdo it, but don't like, okay, don't basically, they were never trying to match each other's energy or approach.
Okay.
And in that, it can come off as a very sort of like, what the fuck am I watching kind of feel. But it also means that there's this constant tension between these two groups that like, even when they want to see eye to eye or they want to get along, it's just impossible.
Interesting. And I'm looking at a few images from the movie right now.
Yeah.
And he looks like he doesn't, I mean, it's clearly David Bowie, but like they really set him as a military man. Like he looks like old school World War II dramas.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
like he fits that role so well.
Nothing about this movie is fucking around. It's
holy cow.
I highly recommend anyone who is interested watch it, but like it's gonna hurt.
It's not gonna be pleasant. Oh, great.
Yeah. But it's unpleasant in that very like Requiem for a Dream way, but not like as over the top.
Like, I'm glad I watched this.
It's like,
but I don't want to watch it again.
Yeah, and you can feel it happening, like unlike Requiem for a Dream, where it's just like assault, which is why you watch it, right? This one is just like, okay, knife's going in very slowly. Okay, the knife is there. Okay, the knife is still there. Okay, I think I'm used to the knife. I think I know what this knife feels like. And at some point they go, okay, now we twist it. And we twist it very slowly.
Oh,
and
good.
then you're like, oh, that's what you were going to do. Okay. That's interesting that you did that. And then they go, okay, now back the other way. in
Oh my goodness.
in
I haven't
these,
ever heard about this one.
and it's all
Wow.
in these ways that you cannot see coming.
Right.
But not in a way that's just like this is a twist, because it's not intended to be a twist. It's intended to kind of be a parallel with qualities of these characters. They're very,
Right.
they hold their cards close to their chest for reasons, and eventually you kind of understand why emotionally they feel they might need to do that, and you kind of just experience that with them. It's a wonderful movie, but you really got to just be ready.
Yeah, it's not going to be a romp.
No, I mean from the very beginning, it begins with a prisoner trying to kill themselves, basically.
Ew.
Yeah. But
Gosh.
oh my
yeah.
God, is it a
Okay,
good
I
movie.
gotta watch this. This is
yeah.
It's on Pluto. Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
He was also in The Hunger in 1983. I haven't seen this one. I've tried watching it. It's not. It doesn't really,
Not great?
it never stuck with me. I think it has a strong niche audience. It's very stylized, high fashion, vampire abstraction. People that love it. People that it's basically, it's like goth shit. Either you're into
I
it or
think
you're
I've
not.
seen The Hunger.
You probably have.
Yeah,
He plays this.
I probably watched it at some point, and I
He's
don't
like
know
a
that I really
vampire
connected
that-
it with.
Yeah, he
with
ages
Bowie.
weirdly or something.
Yeah.
Tony Scott. Is it Tony Scott? Ridley Scott's brother.
Okay.
Tony. One of the Scott brothers.
Randall
Randy
Scott.
Scott. Is the director. Strengthened his visual mythology at exactly the moment MTV was converting visual mythology into commodity infrastructure. The irony here is that the more Bowie became image language, the harder it became to escape the image language.
Oh, okay.
So he's doing all of these creative, interesting things, but everyone is just like, okay, so you're Phil Collins, right? Or you're Billy Idol, right? Or you're Duran Duran, right? And he's just like, look at all this. Is no one noticing all the other stuff I'm doing? Like, it's
Right. Yeah, it's all about the IP.
yeah.
in a way.
Well, and this is also sort of going back to or forecasting both, actually, something that ended up happening in later years, where it was like when people got introduced to his music, the full library of his music through re-releases, it was like an entire generation was just like, oh, he's that guy? Oh, and he's that guy too? And he's also that guy. How is this one person?
Right.
And he's just like sitting here in real time right now going like, this is all one person, everybody, you idiots.
Right. Yeah. Musicians change.
Right.
Artists change.
And not so much in the sense of like, okay, everyone knows how talented I am, or everyone please, give me money for this or fame or anything. It was just like, will you please stop asking me when I'm going to be Ziggy Stardust again? Will you please stop asking me like who the real person is? Will you please stop asking me if this is a calculated plan towards something? It's not. This is just me doing the things that I want to do. And hopefully that's interesting. But instead you're asking me these dumb questions that just, I don't care.
Do ground control to Major Tom.
Right. where his response isn't like, no, it was just like, well, I will if I want to. If I find an interesting way to get there, then yeah, I will do it.
Right. I've got a concert coming up. I have a lot of songs I want to sing.
Yeah, it's funny because I was watching all these interviews with Tin Machine, and in the interviews they're all asking these same questions like, is this a grand plan to reinvent yourself? Is this and you're actually the band leader, right? And he's just like, no, this is actually, I'm actually doing the thing I'm telling you I'm doing because I find it interesting. And could you please ask like Hunt Sales a question? Could you please ask Reeves Gabrels a question? Could you please like not focus on what this is supposed to be and like what my master plan is, because I don't have one. I'm just here doing this thing, and the second people stop trying to categorize it, maybe it becomes interesting to you, you know?
Yeah, and I've got all these cool, instrumentalists with me. It's like previously, like I've got Robert Fripp's on the album.
Right.
Do you want to talk to Fripp? I want to talk to Fripp.
Right. And it's funny, I ended up, and please don't take this the wrong way, I ended up sharing some of the frustration because I know a lot of times on the Supreme Resort, I'll come up with like this thing, just like, wouldn't it be funny if we did this? And then you and Jimmy will just be like, okay, well, what was your vision or what was your plan for this? That was the entire thing.
You're like, oh.
I don't know.
No, I appreciate stuff like that because it's different. We've been doing that show for years.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing this show for years.
Almost.
Why not add something weird and let's make it random?
Right. Well, yeah. And that's the thing, is that a lot of people, I think, approached his energy, and at the risk of sounding like a douchebag, I also experienced some of this, and where it's like, I'm not trying to be the weird person. I'm not trying to be crazy. He's not trying to be like, ooh, what if I did this? It was just more like, hey, I had this idea. It sounded interesting. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's something else.
Yeah.
Can we do something else?
We could always go back to the other thing.
Right.
Or this could turn into the next thing. Who knows?
Right. Yeah.
Let's try it.
Maybe we do more thing.
Or maybe it fails spectacularly and we all just laugh about it, and it becomes an episode that no one wants to listen to, but in itself, that makes it fun and funny,
Roger Ebert was not the hugest fan of Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence.
It is
2.5 stars though out of 4. That's not too bad for Ebert.
It is uneven, but it's also uneven on purpose.
Okay.
Labyrinth came out in 1986. Also, to be fair, going back to that, at the time, I don't think people understood that he wasn't like a fame-hungry douchebag. I think the perception really was, okay, here's this music superstar. They are not recognizing that the whole music superstar thing was in itself another like mask or character, another like thing for him to try doing. And so with all of these other projects, I think a lot of people responded to it in a way that was just like, oh, well, let's see what the latest, Bowie's attempt to, grasp at artistic integrity is, where it's just like, you motherfucker, have you not heard Low?
Right.
And the answer is no, they hadn't. they had no context for this. This was just the internet didn't exist at this time. Forums didn't exist at this time. So people were like, okay, well, that's the guy that did Ziggy Stardust. And then he did, like, I think there was a period of time where he did a lot of cocaine and tried to do disco, and then in their perception failed, and then had some hits here and there in the late 70s, and then finally broke through with Let's Dance, and then, continued to flail to like hold on to that singular moment of credibility and relevance that he had. To a lot of people, the perception was like, here's this guy who just kept trying to hit it big and did with Let's Dance, but couldn't hold on to it, and that's why I think a lot of people responded to Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence with an eye roll of like, oh, now he's doing this, or now he's doing
an
The
arty
Hunger,
thing.
or
Oh, a drama.
now he's on Broadway doing The Elephant Man, and oh God, he's just grasping at straws. And then doing Labyrinth probably didn't help, but it was also legitimately interesting to him. It was a box office disappointment. By the way, Bowiesplaining listeners, you can listen to our episode of Labyrinth. I believe it's been posted. Maybe not. It will be by the time this is posted.
What? Did I post it? I'm not sure if I did.
That's fine. It didn't do very well, but today it's beloved. At the time, it was transitional and kind of sad. And it was the last time Bowie fully inhabits a classic character in the old sense. Transformation through theatrical embodiment. After that, things start kind of becoming weirder and collapsing a little bit, but in ways that are interesting. Like he plays Pontius Pilate in Last Temptation of Christ. It's it's maybe 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes at the absolute most. But I feel like he really nails the sort of anti-villain. Have you seen that movie? Or
I have not. No.
Okay. As a non-faith having person, I don't know how it exists for faith having people. Having said that, I appreciate it as a thought experiment, which it kind of is. And his portrayal of Pontius Pilate is very Bowie in the sense where it's just like, there's no mustache twirling. It was just sort of like, okay.
He's not traditional villain.
No, in fact, he's almost like trying to help him. But
that's Pontius Pilate.
Right.
Where Pilate's like, I want to let this guy off. And like literally in the Bible, everybody's like, nope, screw it.
Yeah. And his approach is very much just like, look, I can't just let you off with nothing. Like you need to give me something to work with here. And if you don't, I kind of don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's literally the story in the Bible where people, all of the folks are like, nope, screw them.
Right. And you can see in the performance, there's that compassion there, but it's also a compassion that is like kind of, it's a compassion that is clearly muted by his position of power. Where it's just like, look, I want to help you here, but like, I got 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes with you, and like, I'm not gonna put my ass out on the line for you, because for all I know, you are as crazy as they say you are. So give me something.
Oh yeah, you get it. Well, and if he portrays that in that performance, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's a very brief moment. I'm not going to say you should watch that movie because I know it's not the most popular movie with faith having people, but as a movie, it's good. He also did Under Pressure with Queen in 1981. It was a hit. They weren't trying to make a hit. It just was. And it didn't even come out on his album. It was a track on a Queen album. This Is Not America with the Pat Metheny group. Have we listened to that one? Have you listened to that one?
I have not.
I think you might appreciate it, but we're not gonna pause the podcast again.
Okay.
It is a good. It might be the most early 80s, like, that style of the Duran Duran style where it's flat images, very like maybe 5 colors total. Everything's kind of pastel-ish.
Okay.
It's sonically, it's that.
Okay.
Dancing in the Street with Mick Jagger in 1985.
I know that one.
We all know that. It's possibly the most embarrassing thing ever.
I could understand that.
He also performed at Live Aid. I have a lot of disclaimers here from my various AI friends who have helped me gather these notes. Basically, it's rumored / reported, but not really super verified, that he saw the organization behind it. That I don't remember what organization it was. Maybe it was Live Aid. Put together a montage of starving Ethiopian children and adults, and set it to the Cars song "Drive."
Okay.
And apparently, this is not verified, but someone has said it is true. He claimed it was one of the most touching things he's ever seen, and insisted that they play it. They weren't going to play it. It was just sort of an internal thing. It ended up apparently playing right after his set. But anyway, that was 1985. Within 2 years, he releases Never Let Me Down. It was, to my mind, a delineation where we have very successful Bowie on one end of that. And then after that, we have kind of pathetic Bowie. And that kind of pathetic Bowie was cemented by Never Let Me Down.
Huh. Okay. Which we have spoken about at length, yes.
We're going to go back to the toilet theory that we talked about in tonight.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love the toilet theory.
Okay. So, quick refresh. Marx is the pipes, the economic infrastructure. That's labels, MTV, radio formatting, arena tour economics. Determines what kinds of art can exist and survive. The pipes decide what gets pressure and what gets flushed. Adorno is the designer toilet and air freshener. He represents the culture. He talks about the culture industry. Doesn't destroy individuality. It mass produces the illusion of it. You have lavender urinal cake, glacier mint urinal cake, same factory, right? False needs manufactured as liberation. Again, we're not saying, these people aren't saying this is how it should be. They're just noticing that these are patterns.
Right. These are the things that we could do.
These are the things that once we allow ourselves to notice them and acknowledge them, they become inescapably noticeable and inescapably true. And if everyone were to recognize these things, then society would fundamentally change itself. And that's kind of what it comes down to. So Marx is saying
we're not looking at it.
Right. Marx is saying that these are things that there are rules to this game, and the rules might not be the rules that we want. Adorno is saying this is how people
we ignore.
Right.
Okay.
And then Adorno comes in and says okay, this is how people are playing the game. The people that actually recognize that it's a game, this is how they're playing it against us. And this is how they are turning it against us so that we can never see the game that's being played. And then Deleuze and Guattari come along and they say, okay, well, the handle's broken. It's overflowing. Desire eventually exceeds containment. Sometimes the system captures rebellion and resells it. Sometimes the toilet clogs. And occasionally an artist decides to break the handle on purpose. And that's Tin Machine.
Okay.
So we have the arc and table form if you want to see it.
Ooh, look at that table.
So Scary Monsters was the last functional flush. It was, as we talked about, spiral logic, the mask turned inside out. It was, just as a refresher.
Listen to that as Dan tries to explain spiral logic to me.
So, but really what it comes down to is it wasn't, I'm going to show you what's behind the mask. It was, I'm now going to take the mask off and I'm going to show you the side of the mask that I was seeing so that you can understand what it was like to exist as the person behind the mask. Let's Dance, the golden urinal was installed. It was a diagnosis. It was filled with irony poisoning. It was commercial success as a warning. Tonight is the clog, where we use Adorno's air freshener over actually addressing actual ache is a term I use for like that feeling of like the inversion of nostalgia, where it's like, I want this thing, I feel this thing, but I know for sure it has never actually existed. It's that thing we have in all of us where it's like, I'm terrified of this, but I also desire it at the same time. And it's a feeling of being human, right?
Right.
Never Let Me Down, Septic Backup, full reterritorialization. The system rejects sincerity. Tin Machine comes along, and it's basically a sledgehammer, an intentional flood. Broken Handle, Line of Light, Overflow is ritual, and then we'll get Black Tie White Noise, where we start building new things, and then Outside, the flood becomes a water feature. Eric, I'm gonna take a break. You share thoughts, please.
Okay. Well, we've got a lot to talk about, and we're going to go track by track on the next episode, I am certain. But it's not a bad album.
No, it's not at all bad.
There's some interesting stuff that I think is like, there are some things where I went, oh, this was 1989?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is 90s stuff. Like, this is, as usual, Bowie is getting ahead of the things that people are doing. Maybe people have copied him, or maybe he just presaged it. He gets ahead of some of this stuff, and I was impressed to hear a few of these songs where I'm like, oh wow, like that's kind of grungy.
Yeah.
Are people copying him, or
no?
Did he just do it? Of course, people are like, the people who knew what they were doing were copying Bowie.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that he wasn't at the time in a position for anyone to pay attention to him or to copy him.
Right.
So this interesting thing happens that I've kind of loosely uncovered in researching this, which was, we talked about how Never Let Me Down is sort of an album that was, after the fact, destined to not have a home because of formatting changes and all of that. This one, I think, almost is a nomad on purpose, where it's just like, this is there can be no home for this. It was too Bowie was too stylish for it to be grunge. So like, if you look at some of the music videos, there's still some artistic choices where it's just like, I could see how this was probably laughed at during the grunge years that followed almost immediately afterward. It didn't have a home on Headbangers Ball. It didn't have a home on MTV. And at the same time, both of those places were kind of like trying to piece it together and go like, okay, well, we want to be able to market you, because not for you, because we want another product to have on our shelf, right? But there's not, it's kind of homeless by design instead of homeless by accident.
And that's interesting, because the first track, and we'll get into this in the next episode, but the first track I was like, oh, this is an old white man doing a blues track.
Yeah.
But then it goes on from there, and it's like, wait a second, he's doing he's doing some weird stuff for 1989,
Right.
and it gets political, it gets intense, it gets to these experimental kind of, it's almost like some of his earlier albums where it's like, oh no, we're going to do something weird with instruments here,
Right.
but we're doing it now. And
Yeah.
I need to listen to it a lot more to kind of get a handle on it, because I've only listened to it a few times, and I don't know these other instrumentalists. I don't know these other people that are on the album. So I want to listen to this more. But like it gets weird. Like it sounds like a 90s album.
Yeah, and that's an interesting place where I was like, okay, like I really tried. I tried to find, okay, there's got to be some connection. And I suspected that Scott Weiland would get us there, maybe Billy Corgan, maybe Alice in Chains. Like I went through like, okay, who was probably influenced by this? I couldn't find shit, but I did find enough little stray connections here and there. Like, there's one story, so Tim Palmer is the verified connection between these people.
Okay.
He produced Tin Machine's self-titled debut. He also mixed Pearl Jam's 10.
Okay.
And these are back-to-back projects from the same producer. So we went straight from one to the other. The connection then isn't vibes traveling sideways through the air, according to my notes. It's like the same person carrying the sensibility from one room to the next. And I have an analogy involving a coffee stain afterwards. So it's not necessarily a coffee stain, as I say in the next slide. It's a transfusion. Billy Duffy fits. He's from the Cult. He recommended Palmer to Reeves Gabrels, so the connective tissue's in there. We have some post-punk, Tin Machine, that goes to Pearl Jam. Gabrels to Palmer to Eddie Vedder's debut. Roland Orzabal of Tears for Fears fame later told Palmer that he loved the Tin Machine records when hiring for Tears for Fears. Not really a grunge guy, but connected to grunge. And weirdly enough, Gail Ann Dorsey, I don't know if she was ever in Tears for Fears, but she was in several music videos, which implies that she was in Tears for Fears when it was
Like
just
at least
Roland Orzabal and backup people. And Gail Ann Dorsey later became Bowie's bassist. So Tin Machine's influence is reaching Tears for Fears. It's not really a connection that I predicted, but that makes it fun. Going to my all
of this is so interesting because you can like, even if people haven't admitted that they are using Tin Machine as an influence, you can hear it.
You can hear it, and
it's there.
My research process has sort of devolved/evolved into, and this is just transparency here. I will sit down and I'll think through, okay, well, what are the main points? Where are we? What do I want to bring out of this? What am I curious about? And I basically just have DeepSeek just do a ton of research. Just like, okay, I want research on this. I want research on this person. I want research on this time period. Find me everything you can about this. Find me everything you can about this. And I never tell it any of the connective tissue. I just tell it, okay, I need these piles of information. And then I will then hand those piles to ChatGPT using the BowieBot thing that I made, basically saying, okay, here's kind of what I'm seeing in this. Is this crazy? How can we piece this together using what we actually have?
Yeah, what connection is there?
Right. And I'll have a conversation with it. And then I go to Claude, which is very good at organizing and fact checking and basically saying, like, here's all the disparate shit. Let me pull it together into something that actually makes sense and is true. And then it basically says, okay, well, here are the bits that you got wrong, but there might be something there. So I don't know for sure that all this is correct, but I mean, this is the process. And if it's wrong, I'm sorry. It's probably like, but it's probably wrong in a correct way. If that makes sense.
Hey, I mean, it's research. Research is research.
And my feeling
we
is
go about it our own way.
Yeah. And if we could use this technology to like melt civilians in Gaza, then, we can use it for this. Right. So I'm saying this because when I was trying to get to this place where I was just like, okay, well, I feel a connection here to these grunge people. I can hear it. I can there's this echo there that is like, it's like the smell of a soup cooking in an adjacent room. It's like, you can't really put a finger on it, but it's like, I think it's there. And so the analogy that I came up with in these conversations was that, he was to these people, to the grunge people, like the crazy uncle that sleeps on the couch for a month. So it's like they knew someone had been there. There was a coffee stain on the couch, but no one knew whose it was or where it came from. But he taught them how to cook the objectively best scrambled eggs without actually teaching them. They just kind of noticed and they watched them at the stove. And then like a couple years later, someone's like, how did you learn to make these objectively best scrambled eggs I've ever had? And they don't remember that it was him, but they just kind of, they just absorbed his method by osmosis and was like, oh yeah, that's how you do it. So it's not a blueprint. It's not a cited influence. It's just a coffee stain and just kind of noticing some things happening.
I like that analogy. Yeah. 'Cause it's interesting. You can feel, I mean, I'm not a huge grunge fan. I'm not a big 90s fan. My wife is, so I've listened to a lot of stuff, but when I listen to this, it feels like it's heading in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has like it has 1 foot. It's like on a dock and it's teetering, and it has 1 foot on like the dock of hard rock and blues and that sort of thing. But then it has this other foot in the sort of wobbling canoe of like, oh, here's this weird thing that I think is about to, not even I think is about to happen. It was just sort of like okay, this is kind of a zeitgeist direction that people are kind of going in currently.
Right.
I like when I can say that zeitgeist. It makes me feel good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, German. He knows German. Ausgezeichnet.
Danke. So we also have Never Let Me Down going back. That's I called it the septic backup. It failed structurally because radio had gone genre specific. Metal softened into spectacle. Alternative was starting to emerge. MTV had splintered audience identity into marketing categories. Bowie's eclectic hybrid had no natural home on the dial. So basically, the septic tank is backing up, and this energy needs to go somewhere, and that's where we get Tin Machine. I'm calling it the sledgehammer and the hinge. It was initially, kind of, like I said, solo-ish, sort of like maybe we can use these people. But it was when it actually became Tin Machine, it was never a solo project in disguise. This was not Wings. It was genuinely a democratic band. Equal songwriting credit, equal pay, equal creative input. Reeves Gabrels and the Sales Brothers were partners, not session musicians. That distinction.
That's the way he was always doing it.
That's the entire point. And that's what everyone missed at the time, because so many people were just like, oh, he's doing the thing Paul McCartney did. It was anti-MTV by design, recorded live in the studio, feedback, mistakes were left intact, no overdubs unless absolutely necessary. According to Tim Palmer in, I believe there's probably a magazine called Tape Op, Bowie really wanted it to be raw. No ballad, no dance remix, no hit single strategy. The first single, Under the God, is a 3-minute assault on celebrity culture and drug abuse, with Bowie shouting the whole time. And this is 1989. No hit single, no dance remix. That's unheard of at this time. Intentionally homeless by genre, too noisy for top 40, too non-metal for Headbangers Ball, too rock for modern rock. They knew it. They didn't care. And I'm not going to play any interviews here, but I really recommend, if anyone's interested, try to find interviews from this time of people talking to Bowie and Tin Machine about Tin Machine. And they are so annoyed the whole time, and rightfully so, because everything is about like, oh, David Bowie's here. What about this? This are Reeves Gabrels? Are you really playing that guitar, or are you an actor? And it was just like so insufferable. And it wasn't supposed to be Tin Machine. It's a detail. This is a detail that earns. Claude says that it earns its place on mic. Tim Palmer told Tape Op, it wasn't intended to be a Tin Machine record. That was something that it became. When he originally got to the phone, when Tim originally got the phone call to go to Switzerland to work with David and Reeves, it was still a David Bowie's next record situation. The democratic band structure emerged during the sessions. It was a pre-planned aesthetic statement. It's what happened when Bowie actually surrendered control in practice. That's it. The critical reception. Unfair comparison here. A lot of critics saw it as Rockstar Farms Band, and they reached the nearest available template, Paul McCartney and Wings. The comparison's lazy and revealing. Wings was McCartney preserving authorship under the appearance of group structure, a palace with the band name on the door. Tin Machine was Bowie destabilizing authorship itself. One protects the palace, the other burns down a bathroom wall just to see what's behind it. The Bowie's Wings label stuck anyway. Bowie wanted creative tension and got dismissive headlines, wanted to be challenged and got aging rock star desperate for relevance. The frustration was real and justified. There are several articles, videos. There are a lot of people rediscovering this album, this band, for lack of a better term. And there are a lot of things out there saying like, hey, Tin Machine actually isn't bad. Because it was pre-poisoned by so many people. So Paul McCartney's crime, for the purposes of this, is that he never broke his own toilet on purpose. Wings was a solo career in a band costume, control preserved, risk managed, image maintained. Wonderful Christmas Time is the exhibit. 5 semi-good ideas recombined for 60 fucking years. Bowie and Tin Machine asked, what if we break the handle on purpose? What if I actually let other people in? The comparison stung because it was both lazy and partially true in the wrong way. The audience assumed the worst case Wing scenario. The reality was the opposite. But perception is the pipe, and the pipe had already decided. Basically, Paul McCartney is possibly the worst person ever. He ruins everything. His face always looks like it's about to say boodly boo or just said boodly boo. He must be stopped.
That's offensive, boodly boo.
Boodly boo. And we will know how God actually feels about the Beatles when Ringo is the last to die. Anyway.
Well, wow.
So Tin Machine didn't save Bowie's career. It broke the system that had him trapped so he could build new ones.
Well, yeah, because he got massive and huge, and he didn't like it.
No, he didn't like it. Not at all. And he was stuck in this machine, this celebrity machine that he thought he wanted to be inside of. And realize that it's just it's a fucking thresher, you know, that it's there's no, oh, what interesting thing are you doing today, or what interesting thing are you doing next, or oh, how did you come up with this idea? This idea is interesting. It was just purely, how do we market you? Okay, I didn't understand that. How do we market you? Okay, I still didn't understand that. What if we marketed you like this? Oh, you don't like that? Okay, well, we're just not going to market you then. Goodbye. So after this album, we have Black Tie White Noise.
Mark what?
After this album, we have Black Tie White Noise, which I don't think any of his career after this point could have happened without this album. And that's why I appreciate this album, even though I don't really love the music on it. Again, it's not for me. I'm not the audience. I can appreciate aspects of it. I can listen to it academically and objectively and go like, oh, that's an interesting thing to do with a guitar. But then it's just like, I don't really like guitars, so goodbye. So we have Black Tie White Noise after this. It's not a return to 80s pop, but it cleansed the palette because Tin Machine scrubbed the pipes. It's a new bass, new superstructure. He going forward from this, he's fully aware that he can go in. It's almost like a different version of what he did with Low, where it was like, I have no idea now without this persona. I have no idea if I can, and without this persona and without drugs, I have no idea if I can actually make music. So he's going to struggle. He's going to work on it. He's going to try to figure out what it means to be a him without a him. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I actually can do this thing.
Yeah. We're going to do something new. This is the thing I'm interested in, and no one's going to tell me I can't do it.
Right. And same thing here with Tin Machine. It was just like, okay, well, my speculation is that, and this is pure speculation, is that he saw these other sort of solo projects popping up out of established bands. Like, it wasn't a huge trend, but it was happening at the time. And I can imagine him seeing that and kind of going like, oh, well, I never really had a band to escape from. What if I gave myself that? What if I gave myself these constraints that were these other people that I had to deal with in a democratic way, and then maybe there will be a time where I'm ready to break out of that, and it would be interesting to see what that looks like. Because without that, we don't know what it would be that he would be fighting against, or what he would have to suppress for other people. Because he never had that. He always had he had contractual issues. He had some personnel issues, but basically he was always in total creative control of what he was doing. But this forced him into a place where he didn't. And that in itself can be a creative exercise. Shortly after this, also, we have the Ryko reissues. That's going to become a big thing when we talk about Black Tie White Noise and beyond. That is where basically his entire catalog, which had been more or less in the Disney vault, gets re-released and remarketed to a whole generation, Gen X, and he's rediscovered, and people appreciate him for what he did in relationship to what came afterwards, but in this weird way where it's like, oh, this was actually this was the ingredients of these things that came before or came after it. And then, of course, the full flowering of the Tin Machine Impulse. The Flood, like I said, becomes a water feature. Outside, one of my favorite albums, and that's in 1995, and we're getting ever closer to it.
So we got a few more years and albums left.
Honestly, after this album, for my taste, we're good again.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, Black Tie White Noise is it's a weird one for my ears, but overall I enjoy it. This album, it's just like I said, it's not made for me. It's made for you, Eric.
Oh, me. Oh, I like me.
Yeah. And you did listen to it a little bit, and you had some initial thoughts that I don't know if we'd be stepping on the toes of side B if we shared a little bit of it. I mean, initially. Because I think once you listen to it again with this background, it could change. Actually, let's start with this. Before pressing play, what did you expect this album to be?
I had no expectations
You could learn
because
not to at this point.
I've learned not to expect anything. Oh gosh. But yeah, just for a little peek into my brain for the next episode. I don't know. I thought it. I didn't enjoy all of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, I thought I was a little thrown off by the first track, which felt like your dad's blues band.
Yeah.
White blues band. But then it went different directions, and I want to listen more because it did get weird. It did get kind of grungy, and that's not necessarily my style, as we've talked about. But it was interesting, and I'd like to explore that more.
Yeah. There's some interesting things happening with the drums occasionally for me. I do want to give it a closer listen, I think, for the track by track. I'm not expecting to approach the next episode with, oh my God, I now love, I don't think this is going to be a Scary Monsters situation for me.
No, I love it.
But like Scary Monsters, I intend to give it a try.
Okay.
I will. I think
It's a long album. There's a lot to listen to.
Yeah. Well,
I was surprised. I'm like, oh, this is almost an hour long. Okay.
I think honestly I was thinking about that as I listened to it, and that might come from the idea of at some point, let's just say halfway through recording, they were like, oh, we're a band now. And I think part of that conversation was, and that means that when we tour, we cannot play Bowie songs because then it would be David Bowie and Tin Machine.
Right.
So we need a catalog here.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Which I think is smart. And I wish that they didn't cover, John Lennon song.
John Lennon song.
Yeah.
It's not a great John Lennon song.
I would argue that there aren't many.
What a surprise.
I mean, not as great as people say they are. I think that I can appreciate a lot of different kinds of music. I can appreciate a lot of different, styles and whatever. At some point, it's like we get to a place with certain things. It's like the reason I haven't watched Rogue One is like, every time I try, it's just like, there's nothing here that's grabbing me. And I'm willing to admit that it's me. There's something. I agree that people love it. I think it's fine. I have my criticisms that I can make about like, well, you just like it because it's a dark ending, but that's just it's me being a dick. It's cool that they like it. Totally fine. I suspect this album might be sort of that thing where it's like I can probably try to appreciate every track on some level, but I truly don't see myself getting to that place of Oh, okay. I actually do love it.
Oh, I really do like it. Okay,
Because it's but who knows? Things could change by the
okay,
next episode.
all right.
I suspect, Eric, that you're going.
I'm going to appreciate it.
I think you
over
might appreciate
a
it
few more listens.
I think so, and I think, and this is just pure speculation on my part. I'm just sort of like, I mean, truly, I'm not. It's just sort of my, and if I'm wrong, that's great. It'll be funny.
We come back in next episode. This is crap.
No, okay. Let me start by saying this a different way. I don't appreciate guitar. I don't play guitar. I don't really like guitar.
Okay.
But I've listened to Reeves Gabrels on several albums because he's with Bowie for a while after this.
Oh, okay.
And I know he's doing a thing, and I think it's more than just I'm going to make noise with a vibrator on my guitar. I'm sure there's more to it than that. But that might actually just be it. And I'm not saying that it doesn't. If that's it, it doesn't take away from my enjoyment of him on later albums. But I guess I'm just trying to figure out: if someone who actually knows guitar and plays guitar and appreciates guitar can listen to what he's doing and actually go, "Oh, that's a thing," or if it's just he's just putting a vibrator on the guitar.
Right.
I'm curious to see. Like, I guess I want to know because
that's an interesting challenge because a lot of '90s music, you listen to it and I listen to it and go, so you know one chord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And you.
I think it's sort of like, I mean, I don't know a ton about piano. I can play one, but not well. Mm-hmm. Like I hear Mike Garson and I'm like, oh, he's doing some shit. Like that's.
Oh, Garson is, it was fantastic.
It's not just blah, 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 blah. and it very easily could sound like that to somebody who doesn't know, you know?
Yeah. But like when you kind of get when you have a little bit of sense of music, you can go, oh, these are crazy jazz chords.
Right. And
he knows what he's doing. He did this on purpose.
Yes, he is making choices. He's making them at light speed, but he's making choices.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give you an assignment, but I have been curious because I know Reeves is doing something, but I don't know if it's impressive.
Okay. I will pay more attention to that. Because I've only listened to the album twice at this point.
Yeah.
And it was more of a like, what do I think of this?
And by the way, if you do find that there's a there with Reeves, they end up on albums together later. Reeves and Mike Garson.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's find out more in later episodes of Bowiesplaining.
And speaking of later episodes of Bowiesplaining, this is the end of this one.
Oh, good.
I thought I had something there, but I don't.
Oh, okay. I'm like, where's he going with this?
Nowhere. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
We will see you, hear you, feel you, touch you, Tommy, on the next episode of Bowiesplaining. In the meantime, brush your teeth, brush your hair, say goodbye to your underwear.
Wow.
No, but seriously, if you have a guitar and if you have a dildo in the house, I think you know what you're going to be doing next. In the meantime,
2 hands. Huh. What if?
I think it only works if it's an electric guitar, but it could be a complicated guitar pick. or the very bad dulcimer.
Yeah. Good point.
All right. Bye-bye. We love you.